Guys, can someone tell me what is wrong with this Tottenham team? Today, they lost again. They lost to Nottingham Forest by 3-0. Now, this game, a lot of Ghanaians are going to watch it because of two reasons. One, because of Mohammed Kudus. Two, because of Callum Hudson-Odoi. A lot of people want to see, Mohammed Kudus versus Callum Hudson-Odoi. By the end of the day, Callum Hudson-Odoi scored 2 goals and provided 1 assist in that game against Tottenham Hotspur. At the other end, Mohammed Kudus did not provide an assist. He did not score goals. In fact, he had a bad day in the office today. I'm not going to blame him at all. I blame the captain of the ship. I blame the coach for how Tottenham played. I'm going to tell you this. It's not like I'm Yobinu. If they give me 11 boys from assignment here to play against Tottenham, I'm telling you, are going to score Tottenham. Because Tottenham are very predictable. This Tottenham team, very predictable. You know how to beat Tottenham. Very predictable. How can a team be so plainly predictable in the first minute? Aside crossing, tell me what else Tottenham can do creatively. No, tell me, I'm waiting. Tell me creatively, what can Tottenham do without crossing? All they know is get the ball, either pass to Kudus or get the ball and cross the ball. That was what they were playing. It was very easy to defend. And you see, Nottingham Forest, they came with a different plan. Nottingham Forest's plan was that, you know what, we are going to let every player be. But you see, for Mohammed Kudus, we are going to put 3-4 players on him. With that alone, he cannot move. Now, Mohammed Kudus in the first half was allowed to do whatever he wanted with the ball. Dribble, move, create. He was allowed to do that in the first half. So in the first half, you could see a lot of people were complaining, he was getting dispossessed too much. Why is he having too many touches on the ball? Why does he want to dribble before passing? Because the coach allowed him to express himself. Only for Nottingham Forest to come with a defense to counter that. Because they know that if Mohammed Kudus was left alone in that game, then he's going to be a problem. So 3, 4, 5 players on him. And today, I'm not going to lie, Nico Williams, he did a very good job on Mohammed Kudus. He did an excellent job on keeping Mohammed Kudus quiet. So Kudus did not get his day today. I'm not going to blame him. It happens, especially if you have a manager that is not assisting too much from the touchline, and also players doing several mistakes in the game and also being underwhelming. Now, that is not all. I want to also touch on this fact that in that game, second half, Tottenham could have done way better than resorting to crossing. Tottenham could have done way better. Second half, it was just crossing. You notice second half, Kudus was not doing what he was doing in the first half. Second half, it was touch and pass. Get the ball and cross. They turned our star boy to a crossing merchant in the second half. And he came off me. When I saw his face, I knew he was not happy. But it is one of those games. It is one of those days. You see, Tottenham team, they need a left winger. As simple as that. If you look at this Tottenham team, the left side was producing close to nothing. Callum is an excellent player. I like the way he plays. But he's playing in the wrong position. Unless I'm wrong. He's a good player, playing very well, but playing in the wrong position. I think Thomas Frank needs to know this. If you don't have a left winger or you don't have a left winger you trust, go and sign one. Sign one. Semenyo is up for grabs. Sign one. Just get one. Today, it was so poor. And what annoyed me a lot was the substitution that he made. Bringing in Davis, Olumambugi, he was not moving forward. He was just defending throughout. So what was the intention of taking out Spence from the game? I just really wanted to understand that. You understand my point? A few days ago, we were just happy with Tottenham. They are winning games. Guess what? Today, they played shambolically. It was so bad, Tottenham. But the other end, I want to talk about Callum Hudson-Odoi. I've already talked about him on another channel in another video, but I just want to add this. He performed very well. Him and Sangare performed extremely well. Sangare provided 2 assists in the game and scored 1 goal. Callum Hudson-Odoi scored 2 goals and provided 1 assist. Now Sangare is going to leave for the AFCON. Callum Hudson-Odoi is still there. Now this same Callum Hudson-Odoi, almost half of the people in this country, this nation, Ghana, believe that he shouldn't be part of the squad and we have better players than him. Did you watch the game? If after watching this game you still believe you don't want Callum Hudson-Odoi in the team, let me know. Because if you still watch this game, look at the things he did and you still believe we don't need him in that Black Star team, let me know. You see, there is this saying that they say, only a fool does not change his mind. Me, I used to say, oh, they should, but I've changed my mind. What I saw Callum Odoi do today against Pedro Porro, you know why Kudus was suffering today? Pedro Porro was not even overlapping for him. Why? Because he knows that when he leaves, Callum Odoi is going to punish Tottenham. So he was stationed there. He couldn't move because Callum Odoi was quick, was sharp. Today he was on his game. And today, if you want any announcement, anything to do with Callum Odoi, anything, like especially if you have not watched him before and this is your first time watching him, he has announced himself to you. Like he has given a first impression to Ghanaians because he knows Ghanaians will be watching this game because of Kudus. He has given his first impression. And I'm sure the coaches, a lot of Ghanaians will watch this. And a lot of minds will be changing. You understand? But then I know people who are still strong-headed. They have as what then they'll still be saying, oh, you impect Callum Odoi or team, you impect your players, if you are more qualifiers, then we don't want Callum Odoi. Please. As I said, only a fool does not change his mind, though. Excuse me to say, only a fool does not change his mind. I have seen enough to know that if you have Callum Odoi on the team, whether he starts or not, or comes off the bench, he gives us a different level of threat when he plays for the national team. You understand? Looking at his performance today, I clap for it. I clap for it. Even Kudus himself will be like, if I get this boy in the Ghana team, things will happen. That is the truth. Today he performed very well. Today he was the thing going for Nottingham Forest. Every single thing good that came from that Nottingham Forest team came from him and Sangari. Sangari, he manhandled Tottenham's midfield. I don't know, is it Thomas Frank here? He could be sacked though. You don't understand? When I say don't blame Kudus, let me give you another reason why you shouldn't blame him. You see that midfield selection, Gray and also Benteke, it was the wrong selection for this kind of game. If you are going to play again, you compare midfielders and see. You are playing Gray and Benteke and Xavi Simons. Look at the Nottingham Forest this midfielders, Sangari, Morgan Gibbs-White. Like, look at them. Totally different. Quality-wise, everything different. Physicality different. They are going to beat you in the midfield. And guess what? That was what happened. Now, I want to end it by talking about Vicario, the Tottenham goalkeeper, because today, I don't know what was wrong with him. Is something wrong with Vicario? Like, hasn't he been paid for this week or last week? Like, we want to know. The first goal was as a result of his mistake. You want to blame Gray for asking for the ball? Guess what? He had options. The goalkeeper had options. On his left, on his right, he had options to pass the ball. But he decided to pass it to a player who was heavily tagged. So me, I'm going to blame the goalkeeper and not the player who asked for the ball. He was asking for it because he knew that when he moves, he draws players along the team. As a goalkeeper, you need to be fast. You need to think fast. That is it. Second goal that was scored, Callum Odoi. Again, the goalkeeper. Were you sleeping? Even Callum Odoi himself was doing like this. He did not even think it would have been a goal. He did not mean it to be a goal. It was a cross. Vicario, it was a cross. And still, it went in. You understand? Look, Vicario today was so bad. I think this week he shouldn't be paid. Oh, I'm lying, he should be paid. But today, if you are looking for one player that cost Tottenham a lot, it was their goalkeeper, Vicario. Today, his ball distribution was suspect. He did not play really well, in my own opinion. So, guys, this is my own reaction to the game. Kudus did not really get his day. I know a lot of people are criticizing him for the first half, losing balls, like he was dribbling a lot. It was because of the instruction. Express yourself in the first half. But then because there were too many, players on him, the second half, it was more of crossing. And that was it. So please, don't blame Kudus too much. Blame the coach. If the coach could select a midfield of Benteke and Gray against Sangari and Morgan Gibbs-White, tell me why you should be blaming Kudus for this. You should blame the coach because they lost the midfield. They lost it. Second half, he brought in Palhinha, and I was like, okay, this is a good one. But you see, second half, when Palhinha, when Brennan Johnson and Co came in, the game changed. The game changed in a way for Tottenham. You understand? But I think the coach really needs to find. He needs to be, how like his in-game management needs to work. They need a left winger. As for that one, I've been saying it for a long time. They really need a left winger. But in-game management, it is really, really important. So guys, I'm going to end it here. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he performed very well, walks away with the man of the match. With this kind of performance, if you still believe we shouldn't call Callum Hudson-Odoi to the national team,